one. Feel my love so warm. Будь самым модным член.
Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Today we going to talk about Y Combinator again, because that's really um, that's really the end of our marathon at showing the world what LOT is and LOT can be. Next step for us is execution. And that whole Y Combinator idea is, to me, very interesting explanation of what's going on. I will continue talking after this video, part 1. Let me see where I finished. Oh yeah, the spreadsheet, hold on. It's the spreadsheet. I hope everyone doing well this week. Seems like very exhausting times right now for everyone. Right, so let's go again with this document. Hello Dylan, hello Yana Kanikulach, hello CC, hi Carl, hi That's the Recipe, hi Typetics. We still need to have a call. I remember. Just big week. Typetics is saying, if I remember correct, one Blogger developer worked in Lapka. Interesting. I don't know that. Kind of crazy, if that's true. Yeah, I honestly prefer just to pay YouTube and have no ads. Just because I use YouTube everything I figured everything I use daily has to be just the best I can afford. So YouTube is the tool I use every day. So there has to be paid account for me. Or yes, I would use the ad blockers, but this is just another account. Right, let's go through this. So we're talking about this whole idea of building this product, which is one button solution for being free, basically. You know, I work here in Moscow, I work in New York, or I work in Berlin. I understand the value of city. I understand the purpose of it, but it will be transformed. It will go to the next stage. So different kind of people will live in the city. We will use cities for different reasons that we have. So I'm sure that so many people don't want to be in the city anymore, but just live life like in this box, renting it. So there has to be a way where we, and it's not just a product idea. It's also, I mean, the product has to be so different and new and sophisticated that it will promote a new behavior, new lifestyle. So we have to be in the city because there's no alternative. And having a hub in the city, working in the city, and living outside seems like only for very wealthy people, no matter where you are, at any place. So it's become this kind of vicious cycle where you have to be in the city, and so people from suburbs, people from small towns, villages, they move to the city to make money so they can buy piece of land in nature. Like that's the ultimate goal, right? Beyond just operations of your body, of your family. You that's a that's one way, but we see that it's not what it seems anymore. So this is the solution opportunity where we can give people that control over the land, because you're just everywhere. We can give them control over their services. So if I land in LA tomorrow, I'm not going to have go figure out the whole new lifestyle, like American products. I'm just looking about like basic products, basic utilities, bills, shelter, this kind of stuff. I just land there and I have it with me, like Spotify. I don't download new Spotify in America. I don't download, yeah, some like Airbnb, Uber. These apps are they worldwide. Of course, there are new challenges in the world where they become more local. But what we want to make is that you have this one set of preferences, and the products, the experiences follow you no matter where you are. And that by default gives opportunity for people to be away from the city and live on right now we're targeting this. Obviously with scale it go down, less scale, but we're targeting that people with $50,000 income per year, they can live this lifestyle of having food, uniform, basic clothes, wellness, self-care, and utilities, and much more. So here, we last time we talked about off-the-shelf life. So this is very subjective. Obviously, there are a lot of things that we can, as I mentioned many times, we can push, but this is a comfortable lifestyle in America, in California, or anywhere for that matter. This is very comfortable lifestyle in Moscow. This is very comfortable lifestyle in Shenzhen. So we're proposing same exact 5,000 value per month with these monthly payments that you will make anyway, especially for home, especially for clothes, especially for hygiene. But because we saying that we have subscription, because we know what's after subscription, let's put it this way, we can guarantee that you live the same life twice less. One of the things is that you pay for mobile home, not a home, and you own it when you over time. You subscribe to food, which is extremely curated and comes to you based on your preferences. It's not all kind of food. It's not some generic meal you have to choose. It's set of groceries that will come to your door, so you can cook together with the community. So there's still labor, there's still effort, but just a different kind. Uniform, we all know this product. We all love this product. Health fitness, $45 per month. This is the modules that we can introduce with supplements. Some, these companies out there like Hims and Roman for men's health. There are same companies for women's health, where simplifying and automating some bureaucratic processes in the government and in pharmacy. They introduce medical supplements that easier on subscription and easier to make them direct to consumer. Same exact thing with cannabis. That's how it started. Remember, in California, where I mean, obviously it was illegal. Then it became legal, but only for if you go through some automated process applying for mental health issues, basically, and you need stress relief, etc. You have depression, so you apply. Very formal, like it's, and then they would give you prescription, very formal also, and then you go buy. Now they eliminated that process completely. Now you can just go and buy. So I'm thinking logically that that's how it's going to be very soon, for many things, and medical supply is important. All kind of things that healthy person and obviously not healthy person might need per month. So we can have ambition to work this way also. So yeah, and we know how to make them with healthy margin, and you see, with all the spendings on your side, 86% you would spend on this on home, just like now. Here we spend a little bit less. You're spending almost all money goes to your shelter. So in theory, if you have ARC, you don't even have to pay this. It's not significant. So you can save a lot of money over time. But we all need home, we need shelter. So this is the biggest spending on your side, but it's also the biggest spending on our side to produce it. Joe talked a lot about the ARC, so tune in every Wednesday. We have transparent budgets and everything. And of course, there's some costs for the team, which I'm learning more and more that we need to have a bank, a pool of money, so we can hire the best and compensate them accordingly. So that's very important. And now we have this mantra that brainstorm stage is over, the prototyping stage is over. For the past 3 years we built this amazing prototype, we showed how it can be. So now we need to execute, and this is how much money. And that's also, you look at other big companies and or wannabe big companies, and you see that their budgets are like 5 times more. So once again, we going on very realistic and adequate budget, considering how crazy this thing is. And so yeah, you see that with $100,000, you can afford to live off the shelf life, and of course you can live a lot life. You can save a lot of money by doing that. So there are benefits if you don't have money and you basically switch into van life, or you're thinking to go deep into the country, because it's like, it's done. So there's an option, a complete subscription. Or if you make more money, maybe even more than $100,000, lot can be for you a great optimization. So say you're a developer, designer, someone who can be remote. Lot can be just a great optimization, so you can save money for your own thing later down the road. Once again, based on my calculations, with $50,000 you can't live this $5,000 lifestyle. And what we're proposing for the business model for this new kind of updated grandiose scale of Lot is that we want to get 2 million users in 10 years. But this is total active users. And let's put it this way. It's not like we want to do this, just to be real and realistic. That's what should happen if we want to win this. There could be many opinions on how this can go. We can go for 100,000 users in 10 years, but who's super loyal, next level quality of everything. We can go for million, which is obviously will have its own compromises, and we have to understand how we can achieve that. It's different ideas, but I figured that where we want to be, and if we have to spend 10 years on this, which is not the final boss, 10 years is just to build some foundation. So this is what we have to show, because without this it will be hard to move for the next 10 years or next 20 years. So this is foundation we absolutely need. It's no matter how, it depends how you look at it. One way you look, it's extremely ambitious with what we have. On the other hand, it's basic necessities that every single human on planet Earth need. So, and we're proposing that getting there will be not through, say, homes. Like we're proposing that we're going to build very slowly, starting 21 from one prototype, then we have 10 and 23, which we can test and give away and modify, and then 50 in 24 is pre-order, and then 100 is another pre-order, and then 1000 you can buy, you can subscribe. So basically next 6 years Arc won't be available, and only in 6 years we can start to ramp up production. And still in 30 years, in 30 years, who knows, in 10 years we'll be at 20,000 units, which is maximum. So in this way, it's very interesting that that's the biggest spending for us in terms of investment for manufacturing. It's big. It's absolutely necessity product for you guys. For us, for lot community, for lot users, for every person. Home is a big part. So here we all spend 90% of our resources on that, whereas in terms of the business, this is very small amount that it adds up. So we can't make money on ARCs, but we have to spend a lot of money on ARC, and that's why our most important modules will be things with good margin and that are absolute need daily. So that's why hygiene here have big amount of users, recreation have big amount of users, but homes not so much. Health and fitness, because it's, as I said, it's a hard business to get in, but it's the future. We have to be there. Accessories, you don't need accessories every month, so people will switch on, switch off. So this is, but we can, and mind you, there'll be maybe 10 or 50 by this time more modules that localized. There'll be beverages and separately, and coffee and kids, camping, name it, right? There'll be all kind of experiences, but this is kind of the big one that we want to focus on. So the ambition is that we have 7 different lots that generate enough money for us to get to this thing here. And I see, I guess now I have a little bit more vocabulary. Just I see that behind each thing, yes, there's beautiful design, there's beautiful product, but behind each department has to be a strong owner. There has to be a strong policy. So it is like building a small country by building a policy behind every single thing and processes. but that's the only way to scale this. And then the biggest question about doing this with YC and even going there, it's Silicon Valley and everything. We need processes for them and for us. We need policy for them and for us. Even without, say, we have a lot of money right now and we independent completely, we still need policy. We still need programs, because that's the nature of building something that's for scale. And then question, if we want those policies to be sustainable, if we want those policies to be, nice and healthy, if we want to have processes that not damaging people but helping people, this is on us. Like, they don't mind that, they want that. They just, victims of this whole system. So if we push hard enough, we will have our own rules, with their help scaling this to the way it has to be. Because it's the question of right organization. It shouldn't be a corporation. We can design this whole structure on a new level, and that's exactly what it takes to make this happen. So, I knew this from, I guess, day one, that design here, although it seems like the majority, design at Lot is only 10%. The 90% is logistics, organization, structure, team, production, financial sustainability, ecological sustainability. These things actually what takes place here. And so one thing I learned being at Airbnb, and that's, not even at Airbnb, it's everywhere on YouTube, is that then you scale good things, but you also scale bad things. So if you have one bad actor in the team, you'll have 5 or 10 or 1,000. If you have one good actor, you'll have one, and etc. If you have a little bit of developers depth in the code, you'll have a lot of it. If the code is organized and documented, that will be also scaled to the culture of the company. So everything is just multiplies. So at this stage, it's extremely important to set the right tone for this big scale, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, guys. I know it's challenging. Salavat Khanov. Yes, he worked with us like 2 months. So maybe you can consider that working with us. CC is asking, what's comfortable about it? So that's a good question. What's comfortable about this lifestyle? Without going too long, let me just brainstorm. I think that a lot of things that we do in life are escape drugs or things that sold to us. So there are so many decisions on all levels, from school to college to taxes, down to what you wear, how you identify yourself, where you belong. All those are products, unfortunately, and we all sold to them. And so we're struggling between finding our own identity and purpose through those brands. So to me, and those brands, we see it right now, like it's not, we see it on everywhere. Those brands are toxic. Those companies are toxic. They built on wrong side of humanity. Doesn't mean that an organization of people shouldn't exist, but those organizations of people are not good for many examples. Not all of them, but many. And so what we're proposing is that there's no sales, right? That's the whole idea of subscription. That's the whole idea of transparency. There's no sales. These are the tools that you might use every day. If you use them every day, they are easier to use because there's no packaging, there's no logos, there's no branding, there's no just unnecessary marketing and gimmick efforts. They don't have to sell you we don't have to sell you anything. It's just same products that just evolve. You use them, they evolve better. You don't use them, they canceled. And I think that guarantee, and we working on the whole spectrum of things, from the website to production to community, so that guarantees some kind of control over the experience. And so with just creating your typical life, just calculate how many brands out there you use. Go to your fridge, go to your closet, go to your bathroom, and see how many brands you use. Even if there's some of them modern, like by subscription or whatever, how many of them you actually use? Netflix, Spotify. So we're proposing that it's possible to combine this into one thing, because this is nothing. This is just basics. This is not what you have to spend your time and life on. So in the idea, experiment, proposal, if whole range of basics would be taken care of, how people will feel. How people will feel that they don't have to identify, run through these things. They can be just free for a second and then build up on top of that. If you subscribe to food and you receive, say, some simple groceries, doesn't mean you can't go and enjoy like amazing food and go to restaurant, whatever, or travel. If you use uniform, doesn't mean that now you have to wear all the uniform. You can't like buy yourself some, I don't know, off-white, easy. Self-care, like, yes, this is basics, but maybe you need some specific product to take care of your skin or hair, or you just love it. It's something that important for you. No problem. But what we're giving is first layer that is covered and it works, and every product operates like individual kind of device that evolves over time and evolves to better version based on the feedback. So kind of you subscribe to toothbrush, you know that it's not going to be the same toothbrush. You know that it's not going to be something that we just will put in the package because of the gimmick. If there's an update, it's something for the best. Then it's another one. So you kind of subscribe to the story of the toothbrush, then you subscribe to the story of the soap, then you subscribe to the soap of deodorant. We changed 3 deodorants over time, and we come to this. And I love this example because deodorant is something that you can ship one version which will go fast, but shipping crystal on subscription is a little crazy idea, because you would go with it for like 6 months at least. And what we did, we just adjusted. We didn't send it every 3 months, we sent it every 6 months. But I feel like that's more honest, because we could have just shipped it every month with some other version. So we got to the old, and this had no allergies, it's just a simple piece of salt. So we got to absolute version of the deodorant to my taste. And then next is reduce packaging, remove plastic. That will take time, but you know that you subscribe to the idea of the deodorant. That's it. You don't have to choose next time you go to pharmacy from like 5 of them. So I feel like that simplification of your choice and optimizing, this is very cliche, but people love this comparison with lot, that people can make only 7 decisions per day. Important. So how many of them we doing just some random shit? So what if a lot of things will be taken care of? And that's, you see where it's going. Spotify, you don't look for music anymore. It's just there. We can all argue if it's good or bad, but I'm just saying that's definitely a democratization of the medium. Right. Hopefully I answer your question. Um, right. Next. CC is asking, do you know what it costs to park Arc, say in the Campfields or nowhere, for months? That's has to be part of the subscription. There are a lot of other utilities and maintenance. The end goal is that we'll have our own parking spots, like Tesla chargers throughout the country, where you can come to lot community parking. Of course, Arc will be suitable for any RV park. And as far as I know, the price is not that much. I mean, I think it's very, very cheap per night. It's not free, but it's not that expensive. CC is asking, hi Matthew. CC is asking, what about everyone's current subscription life? It's gone, like Apple One, Netflix Prime, Spotify. Yeah, but that's exactly what it is. That's where it's going, you know. It's going to be there. So it's just a matter of time. I don't want to just go through all this endless Apple proposals. I just want one Apple button. That's it. Even for my hardware, you know, I want to have one Apple button. I'm willing to pay this much per month. Give me what you can give me. New phone, laptop, give me services that I use. If I don't use them, switch them off. Like, just think about how this multi-billion Apple One subscription, how primitive it is. It's crazy. But obviously it'll be sophisticated down the road. CC is asking, you coming over the top? Maybe, I don't know what that means. Subscription is the future, yes. Carl, the modular aspect is good. There will unlikely be many live subs, but I think that this model will appeal to many people looking to simplify their lives. Yes, because you have modular system, you can easy switch between experiences. So it's not as granular as like subscribe to just one piece, then unsubscribe from it. It's really just adding stuff and removing it, and it will be, and it already seamless. Like, there's simple confirmation, simple checkout. Once you just switch on and switch off, that's it. So the only one limitation is that you have to plan months in advance. So if you switch on it right now and the package is already out, you receive the package, but next month you won't. But that's, I guess, understandable. So yeah, I believe in modular system a lot, because that allow localization, that allow to think about decentralization, because every module can be a separate company. So every module can be, the overall contribution can be tracked. So this is a good start. Thank you for saying that, Carl. Tactics. Can you clarify the YC policy as an example that lot needs? Yeah, that's a good question. I think it gives you rules that exist out there, and money are based on the rules that exist out there. That's it. So, in short, to work with this money, you need to know how to work with this money. So that's the and it's not just how money works. It's just there's specific. I was thinking about it and compare it to subcultures. I imagine that Silicon Valley is subculture, like, for the lack of better example, like skateboard subculture. Can you just go to the park and just hanging out? No, you have to skate. You have to skate, and you have to dress accordingly, and you have to kind of change your entire lifestyle. You can't just come to skate park. So I feel that it's the same here. I don't think it's necessarily to change the entire lifestyle, but definitely need to understand that world and understand how it works. And if it's usable for a lot, yes. If it's not usable, we don't use it. Definitely not about money. This is more about the actual change will only come from inside. The change can't come from outside. That's just the truth. CC saying, ever heard of this concept of life stages? It might be good to think strategically about how maps over life stages. That's amazing. If a user can go through stages, 100%. It can go very deep because you can have kids. Kids can grow up. Like it can live with you. Hi Alice. Alice is saying, do you think Amazon will offer something like Amazon Life, which is similar to Lot Life Plan? 100%. I believe that that's the only future of any brand. Snap will introduce that. Apple will introduce that. Amazon will introduce that. That's the only way for a brand to sustain the next 40 years. You have a choice as a brand. No matter who you are. Mercedes, Volvo, Snap, Airbnb, Coca-Cola. Number one, you become universe, and you give people value for real, beyond just because everyone can produce any products now. It's not about that. I mean, features, especially on phones, like anyone can do any feature. It's falling apart. That whole idea. They belong to everyone already. So if you can't give people a powerful universe where they can live and it will be beneficial for them, so they identify with that universe, I think then you should switch to the second option of being a brand, which is being a backend brand. So nobody knows who you are. You're just a backend. That's my argument about Dropbox, which is presented as lifestyle, but there's no life there. And so it's an ultimate backend brand. It should be invisible. I don't want to see their logo. I don't want to see their icons. I don't want to hear their values because it's just a backend brand. Sync my folders, done. But if you pretend and want to be a brand, a lifestyle brand, you have to help people on next level. And to me, that idea of you go to these brands, subscription, not subscription, maybe there are even smarter things than subscription, some barter exchange, being a community, it doesn't matter, but you got to be the universe, not a feature. Rivabla. Hey, I'm around, will be dipping in and out. I feel like Amazon is bogged down by its broadness. The Amazon basic stuff isn't well made to work with each other. If the design land into more cohesive place, maybe. Cohesive place, yes, absolutely. And that's a key word here, if they work together and if they design. But the only way you have to design it from ground up. Like, design is only representation of what's inside. Like, and we all understand what Amazon is by looking at its interfaces and care for products. So, yeah, but if they release good products, that means that they change inside. So then it's cool. Typetics, maybe. Revola. Doing something with many brands via Amazon might work, but it will have a lot of the same decision issues. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's company culture first, organization of the company, then everything else. Because before we have this, before the company is organized, um, everything will scale to and will lead to the same, yeah, same problems, same decisions, not sustainable labor force, people oppressed, etc. So the key is to change what's inside. John Constantine. Considering unemployment trend and the economic crisis, how is it reasonable to rent a trailer on the price of roomy LA apartment? It's just the beginning. There's no other way. But here, LA apartment you won't own, and you will have to build your whole lifestyle around that. With Arc, you bind it out slowly. You also, if you keep it for 5 years, but you're also free from that lifestyle. So, um, roomy is a good roomy is a good word, but I feel like comfort is more important. Sometimes roomy is not enough. So you can get a good apartment, but you still will depend on the whole thing, and that's actually number one. That's number one, I guess, complaint or question from a lot of users is that, right, I subscribe to the uniform, but I still have to live in my LA apartment or New York or Moscow. I still have to um, go to work. So this kind of only triggers me instead of helping me. So Arc is opportunity to switch off the grid. And of course, first versions they expensive. There's no work around that. Unfortunately, it's just producing physical things, testing them, maintaining them. It's inevitable. That's the recipe. If Amazon offered 10 million cash to acquire a lot right now, would you agree to the deal? No. No. Only, but the deal that we want, they will never agree to. So, because the question can go, if we uh, push a lot the way we want to push, but you invest 10 million like Mercedes did into in Tesla, but we're doing what we want to do, and you just being part of it and helping us financially. And if we need any infrastructure, we can use it, but we're not obligated to um, we're not obligated to be kind of under Amazon. Yeah, absolutely, but they will never go there. So, what are your thoughts, plans on subscription fatigue as more companies about adopt this model? What's lot perspective on renting versus owning over a longer time horizon? Yeah, but Kevin, that's from Kevin Chang. Kevin, that's exactly the problem we're trying to solve. In our pitch deck, it said exactly. You actually said it better. That subscription fatigue. That's we use the term. We use some other term. Um, hold on, I will show the slide real quick. So we have everything documented. Hold on. Right. You see, this is the slide that we have in our deck. Even those brands like Allbirds, Bonobos, they all amazing as a separate features. And for you to maintain all that shit is the same as just going simply to, I don't know, Target, Target, or going to Costco for that matter. It's the same thing. So in a way, they never built a true subscription. They never built a new type of company. All they did, they repackaged the existing products. And with one button solution, we removing the fatigue, because even with our initial set of products, we already had that, where from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. you were covered a lot, by lot. So there's already a lot of things that you don't need to even think about. So that's why I think this is the only way to go, and people have to be hooked in a good sense of this, like hooked to TV series. People have to be hooked on something more than one feature. This is the best features. This is like combined billions of dollars of investment here. I don't use none of them, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't use it either. And you know, it's funny, many of them started a subscription, but then they just simply go to sales. Same story with Soylent. Started but went to just sales in Whole Foods, because they don't really build subscription. They build direct-to-consumer brands. I think subscription requires, as I said, fundamental rethink of organization, of how you think about value for users, so many things. So I feel like they don't not do this. I mean, maybe I'm just too ambitious. If anyone from these companies listening, hello. But it's just funny that you said this, and that's what we also discuss, you know. All right. CC saying, conceptually, this is really fascinating. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. A capitalist approach to socialism. Yes, exactly. You can buy into it. Good momentum right now for this generation buying. Middle class is getting destroyed. Yeah, I mean, this is screenshotable. That's exactly what it is. It's even, yeah, because you can't just build a nice place for everyone, but you can design a system that will fit very many on a new level, and with better attention to details. You know, guys, I think just CC inspired me for this small thought, but it's kind of funny. It's a secret, but I'll tell you. I'm just thinking, should I? I guess I would put it this way. It's much easier to be together and working on something together than just being by yourself and trying to understand what you're doing. A lot of people, a lot of companies, most of them use that need to be with the group of people, use that need to belong and be able to help to other people for oppression. They give you fake tags. You go to Starbucks, you're buying a craft coffee, you know, like craft paper, coffee, or but for real, you don't know what's going on there. So they have a appearance of that we in this together, saving planet or Black Lives Matter, whatever they say, and they always have this veneer of that they're doing it. I'm sure a lot of companies doing it, and they invest a lot of money, but I feel that this can. Hold on. Check. So yeah, I feel that with Lot we can go to the next level because we're working on the mission. We providing tools for mind and for body to work on something together. We're not subscribing to some, eccentric billionaire. We're not subscribing to brand. This is as transparent as possible. So if you into this whole philosophy, let's go. And these are the tools for us to go forward and also help our minds and bodies. So it's like a win-win-win formula. So we're making money, we're helping ourselves to live better life, but we're also participating in the change that we can acquire. And I really don't know what's going to happen after 24/6. And that's the question to us. What can we build? And so I'm just thinking that I want my kids to have their own space. I want my kids to be independent from the city, from society, for that matter. So if they want to be, they can be with their tribe, with their community for years independently, and create and build and be sustainable, not be hippie, not have health issues. That's it. So having this community mission and a capitalist approach is definitely an interesting formula. But you said it amazing. A capitalist approach to socialism. Солнышко в Питере, I guess. Hello. What's up? CC, what do you say to someone who says brand loyalty has evolved? The reason all these brands can exist is because it used to be that there was light in the brand loyalty. Now some can buy Louis Vuitton handbag and wear Reeboks. This is the norm. This is what evolved consumer wants. Choice. Transparency hard to stick to when community grows. Great goal. I think that the first principle of Louis Vuitton handbag is identity. So it's not a bag, it's not even a product of Louis Vuitton, it's identity that you can display. So we all on the market of identities, and that comes from the system of shame, guilt, oppression. So we lose our identity, we don't have it. We're not connected to nature, we're not connected to other people, we're not even connected to ourselves. So we have no identity. And we look to get this identity and buy this identity that advertised by celebrities from this company so you can be better. You think so. I 100% respect that culture. I think it's extremely important, but there has to be an alternative. There has to be an alternative of other identities that I can choose, or maybe even an alternative where there's no identity. And so something that will bring a true you from you. Solbishkov Petery. Just one simple question. So you need a full stack developer, but there's but is there a way to contribute if I'm busy or full-time? I mean, if I'm basically Solnoshkov Petery saw a question on Twitter that we're looking for full stack developer, and can he contribute part-time. That's the subject of this week at lot, and I have to say that we come into conclusion that no, the only way is to, because put it simply, there are people at lot who risked everything, and not myself, but there are other people at lot who risked everything, jumped, and just right, let's see what happens. It's absolute total risk, total craziness, and then I feel like that's the mantra for us, because otherwise it's hard if somebody part-time and then somebody's more than full-time. It's extremely hard to be on the same page. So yeah, we need to full-time, I think, is the key. High humanize humanizate humanize humanizate humanize agree with CC. In the past, choice was a luxury. I'm not laughing on the name, by the way. I'm just it's amazing that we can have these names for us. Humanizate. Agree with CC. In the past, choice was a luxury good. Sometimes it's still, but more and more, it's a given for normal, a way to express, for the good and for bad. Yes, agree with you. So I was just, I want to finish this kind of Y Combinator thing, this video, then we can chat. So I saw this thing, a commercial, I think it was on Twitter or something, just a hashtag, just plain simple commercial. Volvo in Russia are opening a subscription service for the car. And that's just another validation of that idea, that, and you pay in the, with the market, the value proposition there is that you're not leasing it, so you don't own it ever. You actually you don't have to worry of afterlife. You don't have to worry on reselling it, figuring out what to do next. You don't have to worry about insurance, nothing. You just subscribe, and then you drive it for years, no problem. You want to get rid of it, just press a button. I feel that's very healthy, and you see, that's also what we kind of propose here with the towing vehicle, the Jeep. That leasing it is one thing, but, and answering a question in the chat, that yeah, I don't think that owning these things is a good idea, to be honest. It's only like, it's good idea considering the circumstance. We live in society, we have to provide for our children. What if the war comes? Like, that's our thoughts. What if there be no more? What if there be apocalypse? And those are valuable thoughts, but first thing, it's because we live in that system. That's why we need to. So I feel like in new life, somehow we shouldn't own anything, just ourselves, and enjoy each other, in enjoy life and nature. We shouldn't be identified by objects. But I understand that I'm going with this thought against evolution, kind of like we've been identifying ourselves with land and objects for the past many years, and kind of saying it no more is very ambitious. Maybe, once again, I think that we should not own things. There has to be a system that can provide you anything you want and need to enjoy, to work, any tool, be it a Jeep or be it a computer, by you simply being yourself. So it sounds easy, but probably will take hundreds of years to get there. Right, so that's the CC is asking. Good question. Why Y Combinator? If money is not the issue, there is so many other way to scale rather than giving up percentage. Um, yeah, I think it's it's like signing to a good label. Now, Silicon Valley is no fun, especially when the proposal was that anyway. Silicon Valley is no fun, and but I feel the values there is that that's the hub, that's the record label. You want to get in, that's the way. There are other ways, absolutely 100%. But where we want to go, be an American company, be a company that can be scaled to just proper size, so we can have influence and power, and also we can support us, this community. I feel like that's the way. There, of course, for the past couple of years, there have been so many things on doing ICO or doing some kind of crowdfunding or selling something small, but just based on calculations and once again what we're offering, that's very hard because you see, we're offering something that very few people get yet. This chat is an exception. Therefore, it's very hard to sell things being lot. So we either pick that we go in full throttle Apple and go in like we go into this future company, then we need help. If we can't get this help, we can be future company. It's just the nature of things, I guess. That's the recipe. I used to work for a YC-backed company. You'll get access to the best of the best in the valley. I think just mentality and understanding is important to see, and we don't want to build, and it's impossible. We want ARC to be a highly technological product. We want subscription to be a highly technological product. It touches all subjects: connectivity, software, hardware. So we definitely need, and that whole thing operates not in the woods. That whole thing operates in Silicon Valley right now. It will take years, so it's dispose after this crisis with Corona and decentralized. Until that moment, that's the place for us to go for next stage. And it's not like once again we go in specifically for Y Combinator. I feel like that's a record label that we have to be signed to. That's how I feel about it. right. All right. Typetics, do you think about ultimate digital product? Should disappear? Probably it's Neuralink, I guess. If you really like it or not, Neuralink is the ultimate interface in the end of the day. And what else? Why else would you need a digital product beyond interface? Right? The rest is AI that you don't see, and you need AI is there, you don't see it, and you need interface to work with that AI, and that's Neuralink. So I think they cracked it. But maybe there's more. That's what we're up to figure out. All right. Let's keep it short. There are a lot of many different things going on inside Lot, updates, shipping. We're working on modules. We're thinking how to restart sound. Yes, Typetics. It appeared in the same time. But for now, I just wanted to, at the beginning we promised that if anything like Y Combinator will happen, we will let you know. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you same information that I gave to Y Combinator, and yeah, it's just a moment in history. It doesn't matter the outcome of this at this point. I think it's important that we got to this understanding, and we'll see what's next. Anyway, I wanted you guys to be on the same page, so if anything comes, you know the first. CC is asking, you got other apps in? No, I think it will be just one app for us, the Me app. I think that's what we have to keep. What's the timeline for response from YC? Let's see. They have to send invites by here. You probably don't see it because there's my face. It's like this. October 21. Thank you everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for kind words. Please stay tuned. This is Lot Saga, just the beginning. Really appreciate everyone. Please send your content for the sync if you want to see it in the Me page. Matthias now, we kind of back to connect with individual users, so community is the priority, because the health of the community is something that guarantee the long-term results. So really appreciate you being here. I know it's not easy to listen to someone and then just type something in the chat, but that's the format for now. We'll see you soon. Maxim asking, invites to what? Oh, just to participate in the program. Peace. Thank you, Orange. You too. Stay hydrated.